Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be covering a 10x event that's going to be starting tomorrow. And then as you can see here, we've got a new type of offer coming through in this dungeon pack. We'll dive into grading it and letting you know if it's worth buying and all of that good stuff to get you caught up. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so first things first, do not take this video as the event starting. It is going to be starting in about 24 hours. You can actually look in game. If you go under tournaments, there's going to be a pseudo countdown right here, the Champion Chase tournament that starts in 23 hours and 39 minutes as of me recording this video. For you, it will say something else, but this Champion Chase tournament is basically a countdown for when the 10x event will start, so you can keep an eye on that and wait until that's live if you are interested in participating in the event. This 10x is going to be a lot better than the last one. The last one was kind of a meme, but the champions in this one are a lot better. I'm going to go over each one of them individually so that you can decide if you want to pull shards during this 10x or not. So in terms of the structure of the event itself, it is pretty par for the course. 4 legendaries, 4 epics, and it's going to be Altan, Logan the Steadfast, Ignatius, Solas, and then the epics are going to be Sepulchre Sentinel, Grizzled Yarrow, Lightsworn, and Umbral Enchantress. So let's dive into the index and have a discussion about these champions. First, we've got Altan, who is a Barbarian legendary, and Altan mainly known for the clan boss because of the aura that he brings with the attack down for the A1, and lots of utility just in general for increasing defense of all allies, placing a shield on all allies, and then he can also be good in the arena because of the passive here with some revive and like I said, the aura and the other stuff going on for him. And he's got really good base stats. Even though he's a defense champion, he does have over 20k HP, a good base speed, some extra 7% crit damage, and a really good base defense as well. So Altan, a very solid legendary. And then we've got Logan the Steadfast. Now, Logan is a pretty good healer. He's amazing for Faction Wars. If you're struggling for the Bannerlords Faction Wars, he is great because he's a healer, he's an ally protector with increased defense, and then this ability here, Mark of Silence, is kind of like a baby Hegemon type thing. He's not obviously going to go first and be god tier like Hegemon, and it is only 1 debuff instead of 2. But he does have a 100% chance of attempting to place this. So as long as you have good accuracy and you've used enough books to get this up to a 100% chance, that block cooldown skills can actually be very good in any scenario in the game besides the clan boss. So Logan, again, just like Altan, a pretty solid legendary. And then we've got Ignatius. Now, Ignatius is probably the best champion in this event. I absolutely love this guy. He can be super amazing in the spider. He can be a nightmare campaign farmer. He can be really good in the arena. You've got multiple different ways that you can build him. You can build him with 0 accuracy because his debuff is guaranteed to land. It cannot be resisted. So as long as you book him, it's guaranteed to place. That makes him a great candidate to make him hit super hard because you don't need to get a bunch of accuracy on him. He's got an aura that's defense in all battles, which is great. So yeah, he can really do so many different roles in the game, and he's going to be an extremely good summon for anybody out there that is early game, mid game, and even end game in lots of different scenarios. And then the fourth and last legendary that's going to be in this event is the Void legendary featured in this, and that's going to be Solas. Now, Solas is not an S tier, god tier legendary, but he is a little bit undersold. He's very good in Faction Wars, and Knight Revenant is one of the toughest Faction Wars to complete, or at least that's what I'm finding in my quest to do all of the Faction Wars. I've done all of them but about 2 or 3, and the Knight Revenant Faction Wars is very, very difficult for me. But Solas has an amazing aura in Faction Wars, one of the best in the game in terms of 44% defense. That's insane. He's got a super reliable stun on his A1. You can book it to a 50% chance. That's pretty solid. And then he's got an AoE, buff strip, and provoke on an A2 with a 3-turn cooldown. That's very good. Well, it's not AoE, it's 3 times at random. Almost AoE, but I shouldn't call it AoE. And then he's got an AoE and a 4-turn cooldown when booked to increase duration of all debuffs. That's very solid. And also provoke and also shield. So a character that's based on defense as a Void legendary who's insane in Faction Wars for one of the toughest factions in the game to complete Faction Wars makes Solas a pretty good legendary. So as we move into the epics, we've got Sepulchre Sentinel. I absolutely love Sepulchre. What was a great addition to the game. One of the things that Plarium got right in terms of designing an epic champion to slide into a role in the game. I think that Sepulchre is properly designed. She's very good in the clan boss, but then she's not that great in other areas of the game. I think that's a good balancing act. A character shouldn't be S tier in PvP, S tier in Faction Wars, S tier in Clan Boss, and they also shouldn't be trash in every area of the game. So she's very good in the Clan Boss. She's endgame Ultra Nightmare, super viable. I use her in my 3-key non-unkillable counterattack comp to do all affinities of 3-keying the Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss, but she's not going to be good in the arena. She's not really going to do a whole lot outside of that, but she is amazing in the Clan Boss because of the decreased attack that's super reliable on the A1, and she can also be a stun blocker that increases defense. She's got the aura that you can slot in if you don't have a better one, and then she's also got a passive that can mitigate some damage. So Sepulchre going to help you out a lot for the Clan Boss for most of you out there. Then moving into Grizzled Yarrow from the Dwarves, kind of similar to Sepulchre. He can be used as a stun blocker because of his A2. If you get it booked, he's going to up that defense, and he's going to block debuffs, so you can do this, have this go off right before the Clan Boss stuns. It'll be on a similar rotation to the Clan Boss in terms of being 3 turns, so he can slot into that role. I've never built a Yarrow, but I've seen a lot of people use him and be endgame viable in certain Clan Boss compositions and did very well with him. And then we go to Lightsworn. Now, Lightsworn, I'm not super high on. He's an average epic. I think the main selling point for Lightsworn is going to be the Fire Knight because he's void affinity, so you can use him in all the stages. He's got the triple hit A1 that's also going to decrease the turn meter, which is very good in the Fire Knight. But besides that, I mean, the kit's okay. He's definitely not garbage, but one enemy to decrease attack and speed. There's no AoE utility here or anything. This is also very good. Place a 60% increased defense buff and a revive on death buff on all allies. It is a 4-turn cooldown, not a 3. And revive on death is certainly not very reliable. It's really hard to get someone to die at the right time. To get value out of that, revive is much better than revive on death. So Lightsworn, not garbage, but he's not one of the best champions in this event. And then the last champion in this 10x event is going to be Umbral Enchantress. Now, Umbral Enchantress is very good. You can use her in the arena typically, and she's going to default to her A3, which when booked is going to be a 100% chance to place a provoke debuff for 2 turns on all enemies, and then it adds an unkillable and a block cooldown skills to herself that she cannot resist. You can also play her in a different way if you want to manual and place the block buffs first. This is insanely strong. Placing block buffs for 3 turns on a champion that's based on defense. You can do that, and then the next turn, go ahead and place a provoke. So yeah, Umbral can bring a lot of utility, and I see her mainly used in the arena, but she's super good for Faction Wars and dungeons in terms of placing a bunch of CC. The provoke and the block buffs are super strong. But yeah, that covers the champions in the event, and now I will dive into that offer that I teased at the start of the video, and we'll talk about if this is good. I haven't seen this offer come through in the shop before, so I'm excited to dive in, and I haven't plugged it in the calculator or anything like that. Wanted to do it live, and I want to see if they did a good job designing this pack or not, see if it's worth it, and then we will put a bow on top and wrap this video up. So let me pull up the offer sheet here, okay? And let's put the $20 in. Alrighty, 600k. And we've got 1200 energy, gems of 600, and then we're gonna go to 8 energy refills. Alright, so 1.71. I've been noticing a lot of their energy offers have been starting to grade in about that 1.7 range. So, it's not great and it's not horrible. I think this should be 1500 energy and 10 refills. Then we'd be talking about something I would super recommend. I think that would be about perfect. Yeah, that brings us up to about a 1.9, getting close to that 2.0. That's what I wish it was, but the way it stands, it's a 1.7 or so. So, I mean, if you're desperate for energy and spending on raid is within your budget, it's not that bad. You are getting some pretty consistent value in terms of gems and energy to progress your account, but totally understandable if you want to be diligent and wait for a better offer, especially one that would have like shards in it or something like that. And then the other offers here, not a whole lot to go over. None of these are going to be worth it in my opinion, but this is kind of a new style, new artwork, and a new offer, so I was excited to plug this in and see how it graded out. But let me put this away, and let's wrap this up. So, again, the champions in the 10X event that will be launching tomorrow based off of this countdown for the Champion Chase Tournament in 23 hours and 24 minutes as of me recording this. That's when it will start. It is not live right now, maybe if you're watching this video right away, so pay attention to that. Make sure the 10X has started. Go to the portal. You'll see the stuff here. You'll have the aesthetic and all that. It'll probably be announced in game and all that good stuff. So make sure if you are wanting to participate, you're waiting for it to actually go live. But the champions are going to be Altan, Logan the Steadfast, Ignatius, Solas, Sepulchre Sentinel, Grizzled Yarrow, Lightsworn, and Umbral Enchantress. And do make sure and remember the summoning rates of getting epics and legendaries will not be boosted in the shards. They will still be normal rates. It's just if you summon an epic or a legendary, it's much more likely that it will be one of those 8 champions. So don't get confused by that. And in terms of a 10X event, it's decent. It's about par for the course. There's definitely some good champions in there with some good utility. Altan, Sepulchre Sentinel, very good in the clan boss. Logan can be. Ignatius is just amazing in general. You can use him almost everywhere in the game. Umbral is good. Solas is really good in faction wars to help you in one of the toughest factions. So yeah, it's okay in terms of being a 10X, but again, my general sentiment is usually you're better off waiting for a 2X event, in my humble opinion. Now, if there's a champion like Sify or something in a 10X, then yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and recommend to pull shards, but I don't think any of these champions are so god tier that it's worth sacrificing the opportunity of pulling your shards during a 2X. So that's my opinion. Let me know what you think down in the comments, if you're going to be pulling shards, if it's worth it and all that. And when I'm live on stream, I'm happy to do viewer summons. I hope you stop by and we can all kind of pull shards together and hang out and see what we're getting and all that. Usually there's a few people that are pulling shards, going for a certain champion they're collecting, so that's a lot of fun. And I'll link to my stream. Will be down in the pinned comment. Super easy to find. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.